Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. My name is Elaine and today I'll be doing a quick collection video of my Celine and Loewe bags. This video was inspired by Maggie X Chu's video of her Celine and Loewe collection. So thank you Maggie for inspiring me. Her video here will be linked below. One of my very first favorite loves after the Balenciaga City bag was Phoebe Philo's Celine. If you follow along my blog, I've been collecting Celine, more specifically Phoebe Philo's Celine bags for a very long time. And I've had quite a few go in and out of my collection, but today I will just be going over the ones that have lasted. So let's start. So this is the belt bag in the nano size. So I fell in love with the belt bag pretty much from the beginning. So I had a mini, which is I think the first one that had a shoulder strap. So the small didn't have a shoulder strap. The mini had a shoulder strap, but the mini was still quite big. And then there was the micro, which was one more step up from here. And then this is the nano. And then there's one more smaller than this, I think was called the pico. Seriously, there was a lot of sizes. I don't understand why they didn't just start with large and just go down like everybody else. But I mean, how many words of small can you come up with, right? Like you're really going into that metric system there, you know. So every time I got the next size down, I would sell the other belt bag. So I had the micro belt bag for a very long time. I had it in black. I really loved it. I used it a lot. It was probably my most used bag at that time. But because it was quite a bit bigger, I would stuff it like full of stuff and then it would just be so heavy and I'd end up having like shoulder pain. So when the nano came out, I was very excited. I bought it in Hawaii and I didn't want it in black because that's what my micro was in. So I got this gray. I don't mind it. I mean, I think it's beautiful, but in all honesty, I do miss my micro in black. The nano fits, you know, just the essentials and it works out better as a crossbody. And I also like the clasp better because the clasp is just a magnetic button versus all the other iterations before had like that hook mechanism. That was actually kind of a nuisance. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a forever bag for me. This to me is the classic. I guess it works out now that gray is sort of coming back. I mean, browns really had a moment there and I definitely got a lot more brown bags. But now I feel like grays are coming back in. Next one I have is my Celine soft cube bag. So this is a relatively less known Celine bag. I got this one secondhand from Fashion File back in the day. And for the longest time, this was my most used bag. And right now it's my second most used bag, second to one of these other bags that will be coming up. Yeah, I love this bag. I do condition it once a year. Still looks beautiful though. Used it a ton and, you know, beat it up, but still the corners are still relatively nice. You know, little scuffs here and there, but not terrible. Really like this like knot detail on the handles. And it's quite a large bag, very easy to carry since it has both a top handle and a crossbody strap. Unfortunately, the crossbody strap is not adjustable, but it does work for my 5'4" frame. So yes, and this is in the beautiful Amazon color, this dark green color I love. Oh, it's time for another conditioning, I see, but haven't been carrying it a lot lately. I do find that sometimes the thin strap, if I put a lot of stuff in there, is gonna cause me some shoulder strain. So, but you know, again, never letting this one go. And last but not least, a definite classic is the Celine Trio bag, right? 3. So this one is actually relatively new. I got in my collection. I mean, still old. It's old Celine, you know, as you can tell. But I just got this one, I want to say last year, I think. I got this from Brandier. It's a Japanese reseller on eBay. And I got it for a really good price. And the corners have a little bit of wear, but it's still in great condition. And the former owner kept the foam inserts inside, which is awesome. That's how it can keep its shape so well. So definitely recommend if you find this on the secondhand market, if it does come with the foam inserts, snap it up. You know that owner took really good care of that bag. I originally had, so this is the large size, and I originally had it in the smaller size. I I think that was small, and I think this was regular, but I'm not too sure about the sizing. But it basically only came in about 2 sizes, and this is the larger of the 2. I did like my small one, but it was a little too small. So this has an adjustable crossbody strap, but recently I've been wearing it like this, where I would tuck the strap underneath one of the flaps. Doesn't have to be the first one, but you know, and then it becomes a cute little top handle shoulder carry bag. And I wore this to a friend's wedding where I traveled, and so I also wore, you know, can use this as a daily crossbody bag as well. Very secure, very well organized. Not the most durable leather. It definitely is, I think, is on the more delicate side, but it's beautiful. You know, honestly, gorgeous. And I think now if you can find it on the secondhand market, they come for a really good price. Like when I originally bought my small one, I think I bought it from Barney's, New York, in Las Vegas, I think, and it was about $1,090. And I think the bigger ones were like $1,200 to $1,300. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to spend that much. I went for the smaller size, but yes, I highly recommend the bigger size. The small size really, unless you are very minimal and don't carry a lot of things, it's kind of hard to fit a lot of things in there. And then I just want to do a quick sort of recap of all the bags that I used to have from Celine. Of the old Celine bags that I used to have, I had the box, the classic box. I had it in a light blue. It was beautiful. I just never used it because it was really heavy, and I didn't like that like clunky clasp in the front. But I guess if you were to ask which bag do I regret selling, that Celine box is definitely one of them. I also had the Cabas, Phantom Cabas in, I think it was a gray, yeah, and I'll put the blog post up here. I love that one when I had it, but it was kind of heavy. It was like a full leather bag. I think it was double leather, so you know, there's a leather on the outside and the inside was like suede, and they were both thick, so like even empty, I think it was like way over a pound. And I would put like all my stuff in it because it's a tote, and then my shoulder would just like hurt so much. So had to sell that one. Also sold, I had 2 Celine sangles. I love them. The first one was a pebbled leather one. It was like in navy. It was okay. But then the one that I really loved was this caramel, like smooth leather one. And that one was gorgeous. And I really like that one. Back in the day, that Celine sangle, when it's the smooth leather version, would come with both a cloth strap and a leather strap. I got the Valextra bucket bag, so that kind of replaced the sangle. Plus the Valextra bucket bag was a lot lighter, so yeah. I had the Celine blade bag for a while. I love that look of that one, but also it was heavy. I had it right when my daughter was 1 or 2, and then I was afraid that she would like bang against the edges of that blade bag. It was called a blade for a reason. It just definitely had some sharp corners, and I was like, yeah, it's not the most child friendly. Plus it was heavy, so like I sold that one. But I think that's it. So I had like 11 bags, and now I'm down to 3. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I feel like, you know, if you've been following along in this channel for a while or on my blog, you know, I call myself fairly curated, but I do get a lot of things, and the curation is a slow process. Quick little backstory here if you're not familiar. I call it fairly curated mostly because I want to be fairly curated. It's a goal. That blog name, or what started as a blog name, now a YouTube name, it's a goal for me to try to get there. And I gotta say, one of my very first loves is the Phoebe Philo Celine, and I feel like I'm finally fairly curated with the Phoebe Philo Celine's, you know, bags. I'm going through my Hermes piece right now, not fairly curated on that, but you know, I'll get there. I forgot to mention, so I do have one SLG from the Celine Phoebe Philo era. She did have great SLG. I love the colors, the color block, you know, it was beautiful. One of the things that I do want that I still have yet to acquire or purchase is that key ring with like 3 different little SLGs on it. I love that, but I really can't find it that often. So anyways, but this is the one SLG that I do have from the Phoebe Philo era. Ooh, it's dirty. I need to clean this. But I got this. So there's a little story behind this. First version of this that I bought in Amsterdam on a little Europe trip. It was sort of my souvenir. And then it got stolen, and I was really sad. And so I asked my mom to pick up this exact same one in Hawaii, because they had it in Hawaii. And I asked her to get it for me. I was going to pay her back, and then she kindly said, no, it's okay, keep it. It's going to be a birthday present. So I do have good memories of this wallet, even though the first one got stolen. But of course, so now this is also forever in my collection, the one SLG. And I take it up from time to time. It's a good durable wallet. There were quite a few of these faked. So, I mean, buyer beware. I do have a Phoebe Philo Celine authentication post that I've had on my blog for a while, but I took it off because all these random people would start asking me to authenticate their Celine, and then I would try, and it would take time. It didn't really work out. I mean, I probably, you know what I should do? I'll put it back on my blog because thanks to this video, I guess it made me think about it. I'll put it back on the blog. It's also because the Phoebe Philo Celine bags are starting to come back, right? Like with the luggage and all that. So I'll put it on there, but I'm going to turn off the comments. So hopefully, I mean, I know I'm still going to get people reaching out asking for authentication. So I'm just going to have to say no. But anyways, so the SLG. Okay, and then my next love after Phoebe Philo left Celine, I definitely put all my efforts and love into Jonathan Anderson's Loewe. So the first Loewe bag I got, I think this is the first, is this flamenco. This is the mini in dark brown, and as you can see right now, I do have a top handle on it. It doesn't come with a top handle. I added that myself just recently actually, but it does come with a crossbody strap. So a little story behind the top handle. So I bought it just this past summer when I went to return a medium flamenco in lambskin, and then I didn't love it because of the way it like smushed, and I talk about it in my Songmont review when I compare it to the Gather bag. But anyways, I went to go return it, and then turns out, Loewe doesn't give full refunds. So I had to get store credit. So then I bought this with my store credit. I still have some store credit left. We'll see what I do with it. Yeah, I got this one. I got this bag from the Loewe store in Hawaii. And I think I got it for, I want to say I got it for under $1,500. If you didn't know, Loewe, along with a lot of other LVMH brands, does have a Hawaii discount. So you pay about anywhere from like 5 to 20% less. So Loewe does give a fairly good discount. Usually it's around 15 to 20% less than mainland prices, than online prices. So yes, I did get this with the Hawaii discount along with the handle. And yeah, I mean, I got it because I thought, I don't really wear this as a crossbody bag. I don't really like it on my shoulder. It's a very thin crossbody strap, which then digs in if you're gonna like fill up this bag. So I got the top handle thinking like, it's actually really cute this way too. But honestly, I haven't been using this bag that much. I'm not ready to let it go just yet. For me right now as a mom, this is a little too small. If I could, I would get the medium size, like the one that Maggie has. And fun fact, just today's a Friday, they had a fashion file drop. You sign up for an email, they'll give you like a link to a drop. So basically, it varies on how much discount they get, but today is $500 off. I saw the exact same flamenco bag that Maggie has in the like beautiful green color in the medium size. It was going for $14.45, and then it was $500 off. So it's going to be under $1,000. And I got sidetracked. I was talking to my husband and it got sold. Yeah, I was so sad. I was ready to buy. I was ready to buy. So anyways, so the search for the medium continues. And right now I have the mini clutch. So we'll see. I have this strap, and I also did buy this one. So I also did get a donut chain. So let me just switch it out. Of course I had credit, so I was like, I'll just buy myself a donut chain. I'll turn the flamenco that I already have into one with a donut chain. So it works. I mean, it's cute. It kind of goes over the shoulder, but not really. If you make it sort of like a clutch, I mean, it looks more beautiful, I feel like, draped here. So if you could turn it into a clutch, or if you did the crossbody strap, and then you had this just draped over, again, also very beautiful. So we'll see. Yeah, I tried to kind of use my credit to like make the one that I already have more appealing. So I don't know, did it work? And then, I mean, I guess if I wanted to, I could do the whole shebang. So, and then the next bag that I got is the small puzzle bag. This is in the old style, so it's not the edge. I got this at Matches for, I think, $2,600, around there. This is my most used bag, hands down. Has beaten the soft cube bag by a mile. This is the bag that I usually use when I travel. It's a very good travel bag. It has both a top handle that's very comfortable to carry along with a crossbody strap. Again, I love this little back pocket for like hotel keys, train cards, things like that. And now I have my little hedgehog. So I also bought this in Loewe in Hawaii. I've conditioned this bag several times. Even the Loewe store in Ala Moana conditioned this bag for me once. So it looks not bad. It's definitely gotten really slouchy. I mean, right now I have it stuffed too. So, you know, just slightly. So it does hold its shape a little bit, but it can slouch quite a bit if it needs to. If I could only keep one bag, this is the bag, hands down. If you've watched my other most used bags reviews, then you'll see this all the time. All right. And the next bag that I got after that is this mini hammock hobo. I currently have these dice charms, as they call them. On this side, I got, I think, all of them in Hawaii. And then I also have a Maison de Sabre tomato. And then for this bag, you also would have seen it in my most used bags collection videos, because I do use this bag quite a bit. I do have a canvas strap that I purchased separately at the Las Vegas boutique to put with this bag, because this bag comes with a very skinny crossbody strap that's not as comfortable. So, and it's probably why I use this bag so much, is because I have that canvas strap. It just makes it more comfortable to carry. This is sort of like my going out with my kid bag. Just stuff it with stuff. It can get wet, I mean, within reason, and then you just wipe it off. No stains. I do like the top handle. I will mention though, like if you have a lot of stuff in here and you leave the zipper open, it will start looking a little wonky, you know, but I mean, zip up the zipper, that's not a big deal. I really love this bag. Again, this will probably be forever in my collection. And last but not least, this is my most recent Loewe purchase, even though this bag is from 2019. This is the mini lasso tote. So I wrote a blog post about it. I mean, so I guess that's the nice thing about writing a blog. You kind of remember like, oh, when did I first love this bag? It was in 2019. Eva Chen carried it and I really wanted it. It was like $1,300, but I was like, I don't know. Also wasn't too sure about this linen panels on the side. If they could get dirty, they would be hard to clean. But I found this one on Brand Deer, I want to say for like $500 to $600. And so I was like, done. Like, I've been wanting this bag, and it worked out because I've used this bag a ton. I think this was my most used bag. One of my most used bags for the first half of 2025. Comes with a top handle and a crossbody strap. It doesn't close on the inside, so it just closes by kind of tightening the top handles here, and then that sort of keeps it closed. But I mean, I usually use this when I'm just like driving around, doing errands, and I don't really have to worry about security so much. No regrets on getting this bag. Of the Loewe bags that I used to have, my first Loewe bag was the hammock. I think I got it in like 2017, and it was in blue. It was my first time. Yeah, I had to search for this Loewe bag everywhere. Like, I went to Hawaii, and the only place in Hawaii that had Loewe at the time was duty free in Waikiki. And I went, and I couldn't get access because I wasn't traveling internationally. So that was kind of a bummer. But anyway, so then I ended up getting that hammock at Selfridges for a pretty good price. Like, I think at that time I got it for like $1,600, and I loved it. It is sort of a security hazard. Like, it doesn't really close, and also towards the end, the front panel of it was wonky. And for like a luxury bag, where at the time, you know, that was, you know, it's a lot of money, it should have been made better, in my opinion. And I think that is why they came out with like the compact hammocks, and they kind of changed it so that the front panel of that hammock isn't as long. I think once it's too long, it's going to start distorting. I think if you have stiff leather and it's shorter, you know, more compact, it's less likely to distort. So anyways, I mean, I have looked at the compact hammock since then. I thought about it, but I was like, you know, I've already had the hammock. And at the time, I didn't have my Lindy yet, my Hermes Lindy, and I kind of was using that as sort of like a substitute to scratch the itch, you know. But I do have a Lindy now. I actually have two, so I don't know if I would use the hammock. Anyway, so I did have the hammock. I also did have the mini puzzle bag. So not too long ago too. I actually had it up until just, I want to say this summer. I think I sold it around the summer. It was really cute. It had the Suna Fujita characters on it. It was the penguin one. I really loved it, but I never used it. It literally was a collector's piece for me. I just kept it on the shelf and looked at it because one, the coloring was so light, it could easily get marked up. And then two, it was just, I couldn't use it. It was so hard to use. It was a satinated calfskin, so it was very stiff calfskin. I think if you are looking at getting a puzzle, do not get it in satinated calfskin, even the small or the large. Like, it's just a very stiff leather. Like, you're not gonna get it to slouch with use. It's just gonna wrinkle and crack and fold. Like, it just didn't look good. It wasn't gonna age well, I could tell. And then you did have to like pry it open because it was such a small opening, a very stiff bag. It just, it wasn't for me. And then I did have also the dice pocket. So it's like this big. I had the dice pocket version of the Suna Fujita one. So I actually got that one in Japan first before I got the mini puzzle also from the Suna Fujita line. And that one fits like nothing. So I did also do a review of that. The phone like can fit, but it's really hard to use. I also did have the mini slit tote. I had one of those. Not a fan. It just, I don't think I'm a raffia person. So anyways, these are the ones that are left. Might as well bring them out here. Sorry to go off on a tangent. But yes, so these are my 4 Jonathan Anderson Loewe bags that are currently in my collection. Oh, and I forgot. My 1 Loewe SLG, I have yet to use it. So I got this one, again, using the credit from my returned medium flamenco. I was like, you know, I don't have an Loewe SLG, so I might as well get one. And I do like the colorways on this. I don't use this a lot. I mean, I carry a lot in my wallet, so this doesn't really work for me. But it's here. So yes, this is my Loewe collection, and that is my Celine by Phoebe Philo collection. What do you think? I think 7's a good amount of bags from these 2 collections. All right, and that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting or informative, and also want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed so far. I just got to 500 subscribers day before, and I'm hoping to bring you more good content. And also thank you guys for those of you who've suggested things to talk about. You know, I'm always down to talk about bags. So yes, if you'd like to watch more bag tube, some videos should be popping up here. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye.